We'll demonstrate how to install the battery coolant heater or BCH on the Pacifica PHEV. Review the service manual procedure and all warnings, cautions, and notes before performing this procedure. Warning: you must perform the high voltage power down procedures. Loss of isolation or LOI must be performed before high voltage power up in cases where service has been performed on a high voltage component or when diagnosing an LOI condition. Be sure to use the proper safety equipment when working on any high voltage system or component. Failure to do so may result in serious or fatal injury. Caution: do not allow coolant to come in contact with any high voltage component electrical connections. Engine coolant will create a conductive path and cannot be effectively removed, resulting in a loss of isolation and replacement of the contaminated high voltage component. Install the BCH to the battery charger bracket. Install the 4 nuts and tighten to the proper torque. Install the accessory power module or APM to the battery charger bracket with the 4 nuts tightened to the proper torque. Connect and lock the low voltage and high voltage wire harness connectors to the APM. Remove the caps from the coolant hose ends, then install the coolant inlet and outlet hoses to the BCH and securely tighten the clamps. Release the hose pinching pliers from the coolant inlet and outlet hoses near the BCH. Install the chassis ground cable to the BCH and tighten the nut to the proper torque. Connect and lock the high voltage wire harness connector to the BCH. Connect and lock the low voltage wire harness connector to the BCH. Route the high voltage battery cables under the battery charger bracket and carefully raise the battery charger bracket assembly back into position. Clip the high voltage battery coolant hoses into the retainer on the battery charger bracket. Install the BCH wire harness retainer into the battery charger bracket. Engage the charge port wire harness retaining bracket into the frame. Install the 6 battery charger bracket bolts and tighten to the proper torque. Remove the adjustable support from under the battery charger bracket. Install the on-board charging module or OBCM and high voltage battery ground straps together on the frame and tighten the nut to the proper torque. Install the accessory power module or APM ground strap to the frame and tighten the nut to the proper torque. Engage the 2 high voltage battery cable retainers to the high voltage battery mounting bracket. Install the 12-volt battery positive cable to the APM and tighten the nut to the proper torque. Install the protective cover on the APM 12-volt battery cable terminal. Install the belly pan mounting bracket and tighten the nuts to the proper torque. Install the charger belly pan, engine belly pan, front belly pan, power up the high voltage system, and fill the engine cooling system. Refer to the service information for further details on this procedure.